live on Facebook. Just, taking care of my curls before the live. Hey guys, we're live. Live on Facebook, live on Instagram. Yeah. Guys, my name is Fabian Cordova. Welcome to another traffic training. Today is a really special day because I'm going to teach you guys how to manage your Facebook campaigns, and not only that, how to set up your campaigns and your columns whenever you're interpreting your data for success. There are two main factors to take advantage of this training. And number one, it's of course, we're going to go a little back to one of the first trainings where I basically broke down which are the front-end metrics and the back-end metrics, but I'm just going to make like a quick recap for all you guys, and plus some extra tips that I'm going to give you guys in order for you to take advantage of the current situations and get the cheapest clicks, and know beforehand if you have a campaign that is going to suck from the beginning so you can save your money, or if you're setting yourselves up for success, okay? So let's get started. Let's go to the whiteboard real quick. And basically, really important, I talked about the Facebook column setup. And this is super important because if you, let's say, don't get organized, if you don't understand what metrics you have to put attention or pay attention, you just, will be in a sea of trouble. The most important part, guys, it's for you to really understand what's the actual flow from once you launch an ad to when you get a conversion. Remember that the front-end metrics are basically from your ad to your website. So once the person makes a click and goes to your website, that's called front-end metrics, okay? So let's go to some of the front-end metrics. And basically what I did, let's say this is going to be the Facebook ad, and this is going to be your website. So let's say this is your website. And this is going to be your ad. Let's just put ad here, or Facebook ad. So the Facebook ad then is going to go to the website. That's actually what we want. So if you guys didn't know what you guys were doing on Facebook, this is the simplest way to just break it down. From an ad to your website, or to your store, or to your survey, or to your landing page, or to your vlog, or to your catalog, it doesn't matter. Same principle applies. Okay, so the first front-end metric that you should take care of, it's impressions, which is basically the amount of times that Facebook is showing that ad to your specific audience. So really important, impressions. How many times Facebook shows this ad to your audience? Really important. Then the frequency, this is something that not a lot of people take advantage. It's because they don't understand. Frequency is the amount of times that this ad is going to be shown to every single Facebook user. So let's say, let me take a step back. It's going to be the amount of times that your ad is going to be displayed to the same Facebook profile within that specific audience that you're targeting. So for example, if you guys were targeting me and I'm seeing the ad more than twice, your frequency is 2.0. And then it starts increasing and increasing and increasing, and the performance starts dropping. That's why whenever you have a high frequency, it's because your ad performance is dropping. So really, really important. Try to keep your frequency between 1 point something, and 2.5 the most. Because if you're gonna keep recycling the same ad once again and again and again and again, just the prices are gonna skyrocket. You're not gonna have the performance you will want, and then you're gonna start losing money. So really important, frequency really important. So whenever you're launching ads and just hammering one audience with the same ad, this is something to take advantage into consideration. Click-through rate, which is super, super, super important. This will basically, with your headline, is what's going to make you have either a high, let's say, perception within that specific audience, or you're going to be paying expensive clicks. By click-through rate, it actually means what's the percentage of people that actually click through your ad and take an action upon it. So for example, of course, you're never going to have 100% click-through rate because that's impossible. So in the industry, a really good click-through rate, it's between 2% all the way to 5%. If you have it lower than 2, that means that your ad is not that engaging. People are just not clicking through. Your ad is not, it doesn't appeal the audience. And if you're using an image, change the image, and already did a training on how you can improve your images. Or if you're using a video, it's all about the thumbnail. So the thumbnail needs to really help people click on your video, watch your video, and then go to whatever you're sending it. If it's your store, if it's your sales page, it doesn't matter. So the click-through rate is really important. Again, if you're having 2 to 1% click-through rate, please stop the campaign. Please review what you're doing. Check on the thumbnail, check on the image if you're using an image, and really just make something pop. If things don't pop, it just won't work. It doesn't matter how much money you put up, like you push after it. If you're having a really low click-through rate, then the next metric, which is really, really important, it's click-through rate. It's the amount of people that actually click through your ad. And outbound click-through rate is actually the people that click through your ad and lands on your landing page or your website. So this is the one from Facebook, and the outbound will allow me to know from all the people that click through on Facebook, what's the amount of people that actually landed on my site. So it's also really important to understand that from people from Facebook might also drop on their way to your store. So that will also allow you to understand how is your actual traffic going to convert. Because if you're having a high click-through rate but a low outbound click-through rate, something is going on. Either your page load speed is too high, or your images are too heavy, and your sales page is not working properly, etc., etc. So that's why it's really important to also know how many people click through from Facebook and lands to your site. Okay. Another really important metric that goes with the click-through rate, it's the CPM, which actually is the cost per 1,000 impressions. So remember impressions? So Facebook is going to charge you each 1,000 impressions, and you're going to have a price. Generally, like an industry standard will be if you're having more than $20 CPM, something's going on. It's really expensive. Try to get clicks between 10 and less. Okay, so that will be the best click CPMs that you can get. If you're having really high CPMs, it's going to be really expensive for you to drive traffic and get more clicks to get to conversions. Okay, cost per click. It's what it actually says. It's how much money does it cost you for each client or each prospect that clicks on your ad and lands on your site. Again, if you're having clicks that are higher than $1.50 to $2, oh my God, like pause the campaign. It's super important. Don't do it. Just pause, regroup, and relaunch. That's why I'm breaking this down, and we haven't even went through the back end, because that's another complete different conversation. Okay, link clicks. Again, link clicks, like the word says, it's how many people click on your link and went to your website. And also, we have the exact same thing as the click-through rate. We need to have outbound clicks, because at the same time, the Facebook pixel is going to track how many people click on your link, and it's going to also fire a pixel once it lands on your site. So it's really important, again, it's really important to have both metrics, from the amount of people that click on Facebook and actually land on your site, because it's really important, because based on that percentage, you will get to understand how many people are converting or not. I really hope I'm making myself clear, and if you're finding all this information valuable, guys, I will strongly recommend you to go to SebastianGomezMentoring.com, schedule a call with us, and I have a price for you guys. If you are interested in how really you can set up your columns the right way, you can just give me a call, schedule a call. I'll give you guys a document for free, so you can just hook yourselves up with the right amount of metric. Well, not the right amount, but it's the right structure of the metrics in order for you to have much clear what metrics you need to take into consideration to improve your business. So again, if you are interested in having how do I actually manage my columns for lead generation, for e-commerce, for anything, just schedule a call at SebastianGomezMentoring.com. Let me know, and I'll give it away for you completely free. I don't want anything from it, okay? So again, that's the front-end metrics, okay? I hope everything is clear. Again, quick recap. Front-end metrics, it's what happens once you launch an ad from Facebook before landing on the site, okay? So again, impressions really important, frequency, the amount of times that, let's say, a prospect within your audience watches or reviews the same ad over and over again, okay? Click-through rate, the amount of people that click through your ad. Outbound click-through rate, the actual people that click through your site and lands on your website. CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions, this is how you're going to be charged. CPC, cost per click, that's actually how the cost of anyone that clicks. Link clicks, the amount of clicks that you're going to get from the link to your site. And again, outbound click, it's how many people actually landed on your site. Okay, so this is the front-end metrics. Let me step over this side so we can talk about now the back-end metrics. Okay, this will change depending on the business model you have. If you're doing lead generation, it's the top part. If you're doing e-com, it's going to be the lower part. So I'm going to review both one step at a time. And again, this depends on how you've set up your Facebook pixel, but I'm just going to make 2 brief examples so you guys can understand what metrics I take into consideration. And then I'm just going to give you a quick review on how to really work on part number 2. But before doing that, the backend metrics is basically now once someone from Facebook actually lands on your site. So everything over here is going to be hot traffic. Okay, so people that are landing page views. So anyone that lands on your page and views your page, you want to know the unique landing page views, which are actually the amount of people that landed and viewed your page, and which is the cost for all that amount of people landing to your site. So the cost per landing page view is going to let you know how much you're spending. And again, remember, and we talked about this, you have to have a CPA, a cost per acquisition, how much you're willing to invest to acquire a customer. And if you don't have that, please go back to that training so you can review it. It's super important, because if your cost per landing page view is higher than your cost per CPA, which will be your complete registrations cost, pause the campaign. It's not profitable. What you really want to be, it's having this sweet spot. This will count as your CPA. Your cost per acquisition will be someone that, if you're using leads, someone that complete your registration. That's your CPA. So if your CPA is lower than your actual CPA, you're in the profit zone. Cool, right? So that's just one really simple breakdown for people who are running lead generation, okay? So let's switch up to e-com. In e-com, again, it completely depends how you have your Shopify store or a ClickFunnels page or whatever website you have connected through your Facebook pixel. This will depend. Of course, you will have view contents. Again, you want to know how many, the unique view contents you've seen, which actually represents how many people land on your site. So view content, it will be the exact same principle as landing page views, but this is for e-com. Landing page views is for lead generation. So again, what's the cost for everyone that lands on your site? You can also have add to carts. You want to know how many add to carts you had and what's the cost of those add to carts. And far most important, purchase. You want to know how many purchases you had by having the unique purchases or website purchases and the cost, because this will be also attached to your CPA. Okay? So if your CPA is higher than it's supposed to be, pause the campaigns. You have to regroup, relaunch, try new audiences, fix your copy, fix your headline, change your video, etc., etc., etc. And these are basically some simple metrics to take into consideration. Of course, I'm assuming that you're either testing an image or testing a video. Those are other metrics that I can include, but those metrics are included on the column setup that I have. So if you really want it, please go to sebastiangomezmentoring.com, schedule a call with me. Let's see how we can help you guys, and I'll give that 100% for free, guys. So really, really important. Again, if your CPA is higher than the actual CPA that you set for yourself, pause the campaigns, regroup, relaunch, and go, okay? So this is basically simple setup, front-end metrics, back-end metrics. If it's lead gen, if it's e-com, or if it's a survey. This is the basic, simple metrics that you have to take into consideration. Let's go to the second point, which is, and I talked a little bit about this on yesterday's training, which is when to pause, when to stop, when to increase budget, and when to relaunch, okay? And this is going to be tied to the 10x testing formula, okay? So Please, if you didn't remember what the 10x testing formula is, please go back to the other trainings, and please make sure to understand this, because I'm just going to make a quick example using five interests. I'm just going to make half the formula just for this specific example. So I'm just going to erase this whiteboard. If you have any questions about this, just write in the comments section, or if you really want to talk to me and find out how we can help you set this up the right way, go to SebastianGomezMentoring.com. Thank you. Let me erase all this part so I can make the example for you guys real quick. This is really important. So if you have any questions, and if you really want to make this happen, again, go schedule a call, because I know that we can help you guys. Okay? So when to pause, when to stop, when to increase budgets, and when to relaunch. Okay, so let's set up our first campaign, okay? So let's say that this is our Facebook ads campaign. Okay, we have one ad. And we have 5 entries. So we have interest 1, we have interest 2, we have interest 3, we have interest 4, and we have interest 5. Yesterday I did like a more in detail example, but I'm just going to break this down for you guys to show you how it's super important so you guys can understand. Let's say that the daily budget for all this ad sets is going to be $5 each. So I'm spending a total of $25 a day on all this testing, okay? So remember yesterday that I talked about minimum 2 to 3 days. By 2 to 3 days, you're going to have more data. And of course, if you were able to do, instead of doing $5 a day, do it on 10. If you can do it a little bit more than 10, do it 25. You're going to get data super fast. And within 2 or 3 days, you're going to be able to know which audiences are the ones that are converting, which ones are the ones that have the most profit, and which ones are kind of breaking even, so you can start optimizing and working around with those audiences. So let's say that all these are completely different audiences based on the criteria that we have spoken about in the past trainings, right? Broad interest, if they're small interest, just bundle them together to make an audience hopefully bigger than 1 million, right? So let's do this. It's going to be day 1. Day 1. Day 2. Day 3. And we're going to do the totals. Okay, total. Okay, so let me just do this real quick. Yeah, I make sound effects when I'm working. So let's say that our CPA, it's $20. So that's what we're aiming at. Let's say that we started running traffic. Of course, I'm going to be talking about now the back-end metrics, because I'm going to assume that the front-end metrics are cool. Again, like that's why I told you that if you have really expensive CPMs, really high cost per clicks, if you're not getting enough people to your site, if your click-through rate is not above 2.5%, please pause, regroup, and relaunch, okay? So once you have really good metrics, we can talk about this example that we're actually going to be doing, okay? So let's say that day number 1, interest number 1 got us 2 purchases. Interest number 2 got us 0 purchases. Interest 3 got us 4 purchases. Interest 5 got us 1 purchase. And interest 5 got us 0 purchases on the next day. Let's say that, let's set up an example. If, let's say, interest 2, 4, and 1 have a lower CPA than the one that I have. So cool. So what will happen if mine is a little bigger or a little higher? Okay, remember, we're in a 3-day test. So let's say by the day number 3, we're going to definitely know, or day number 2, depending on the costs, if we're in the profit zone or if we're in the red. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's say that interest number 1 it got hot and got us, let's say, 3 purchases, one more than the other one. Let's say interest number 2 got us 0 purchases. Interest 4, it's fired up. Let's say that it got us 6 purchases. Let's say that interest 4 got us that day 0 purchases. And let's say interest 5 had us 1 purchase. So that's why you have to let it go, even though within the first day, if this interest didn't have any purchase, the next day that can happen. So that's why you have to let the ad sets run. The more you let the ad sets run, Facebook is going to start optimizing based on the AI and your specific, let's say, funnel, the ad, the type of headlines you're using, the type of video that you're using, and all the tips that I've given. I'm assuming that they're completely covered here. So that's why you can also start making purchases after you had 1 day or 2 days without anything. So let's say that day number 3, we lost a little performance on the first one, so we only did 1 purchase. That also can happen, losing performance. Let's say that interest 2, let's say 0 purchases, didn't work. Interest number 3, it's completely fired up. It generated 10 purchases. Interest number 4, we lost performance, let's say 0 purchases. And interest 5, let's say that we did another one just because we just let it run. Okay? So let's do some math here real quick. So interest 1, the first day got us 2 purchases, the second day got us 3, and the third day got us 1. A total of 6 purchases, which is really good. Okay? Interest number 2, 0 purchases across the board. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause. So interest number 1 didn't work. Okay, so you scratch that off the list. If you had a couple of add to carts, let's say if you had over 2 or 3 add to carts, you can just relaunch this interest and give it another try to see if it converts. If it doesn't convert at all, just scratch that off the list and keep on going with the rest. Okay, let's go interest number 3. This was the one that was fired up. So this one is the one that I literally noticed that is crushing it. So immediately, day number 1, 4 purchases. Day number 2, 6 purchases. And day number 3, 10 purchases. So it progressively, as it was optimizing, it converted even more. So let's make some simple math. And we have 20 purchases. Okay? Now, interest number 4. We lost a little bit of performance. So we had day number 1, 1 purchase, day number 2, 0, day number 3, 0. We have only 1 purchase. And most definitely, by having the first day, getting the first purchase in 2 days without getting any purchase, I will definitely know that this interest has a higher CPM than the one that I want because we're losing performance. So that's also something that you're foreseeing, right? So I'll just keep an eye on that one. But if the cost is higher again than my CPA of $20, kill it. If it's breaking even, you can keep playing with it. But if it's losing money, kill it. Okay? Interest number 5. This is the really funny one, because we had 0 purchases in day number 1, 1 purchase in day number 2, and another purchase on day number 3. So we have a total of 3 purchases. Okay. So now that we have the totals, we can definitely say that interest number 2 completely sucked. Interest number 4, it's kind of breaking even or losing money. So I'm going to focus on other things. And I know that interest number 1 and interest number 3 and interest number 5 were the top performers. So I know for sure that interest number 3 is in first place, interest number 1 in second place, and interest number 5 it's in third place. So now I have audiences that I know that they're working for me based on the traffic that I'm sending. And let me guys just give you a tip. These are really good results, and the reason why they can be really good results, it's because of engagement. If you just launch your ads and pray to the gods that you get this amount of conversions without checking on your comments, it's going to be really difficult, guys. When you're running ads, you need to have someone or yourself to be like a hawk on the comments, what people are commenting. If they're commenting positive things, and if they're commenting negative things, please don't delete the post. This is where a lot of people get it wrong, and this is where I've been able to capitalize, because every single negative has a complete polarity to make it into positive. So Facebook will like even more if you try to make sure, and of course, you need to know your business and your capabilities, because for example, if someone comes to your post and starts just like smashing you, telling you that this is crap, that this is, you're scamming people, blah, 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 and if you come back to that person, you reply and you tell them, did you by any chance bought this product from our store? We have over 100 of happy customers that purchased this product, and we have many customer testimonials to show for. And boom, you send a video or you send an image from happy customers, and what you did, you turned an angry customer or an angry conversation or a negative conversation on your post, and you created something positive, and even something that it's really important. If you did a really good job, people are going to get your back. And once people are behind you, people are going to start commenting, liking, loving your post, and that's going to get you the relevance score up, and then everything's going to be smoother. If you don't have engagement, it's going to be hard. So this is why you can definitely say, and I just did this with half the 10x testing strategy. This can happen again over here, and the results are going to vary. But the most important part, guys, is that we determined that interest number 3 is the one that's crushing it. Interest number 2, we can improve a little bit to see if we can compete with interest number 1. And interest number 5 is the third one, but we also know, and this is where we just have to check, okay, is this with the right CPA cost, or if this is not with the right CPA cost? If this is lower than 20, party keeps going. If this is higher than 20, pause, regroup, and relaunch. So guys, in synthesis, or just like a summary, this is how you really need to understand the breakdown for your ads, the data, and the money you're putting behind Facebook. Hope you guys are really enjoying all this stuff. And again, if you still have any questions regarding all this stuff, I have a document that I'm willing to give you guys for free for you guys to basically organize your Facebook columns and be able to determine your data easier. So if you're really interested in this, please, again, go to sebastiangomezmentoring.com, just schedule a call with me and let me know how I can help you achieve your goals online, guys. My name is Fabian Cordova. Thanks again, and see you on the next traffic training.